places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
It's one thing to talk about results. It's another to deliver them for personal injury victims. Recently, the law offices of Ronald J. Resmini delivered their client the largest jury verdict ever in Bristol County, Massachusetts District Court. If you've been injured at work or in an accident, call the firm that not only wrote the book on personal injury law, but continues to deliver results for the people of Rhode Island and Massachusetts.
I'm Ronald J. Resmini. When it's time to stand up for clients' rights, that's where you will find us.
With Cox My Account, you can stay on top of things without having to call. Check statements and pay your bill instantly, so nothing gets by you. Keep an eye on the strength of your Wi-Fi and fix issues right under your nose by resetting your modem or set-top box. Even check TV listings. Sign into My Account at Cox.com today so you never miss a thing.
John Rook and Ed Cooley back live. It's the Ed Cooley Radio Show presented by East Commerce Solutions. Tonight from Audi Warwick. Our good friends here at Audi Warwick on Bald Hill Road in Warwick. Say hello to our friends as well on Cox Your View, Channel 4 and 1004. Guys, how we doing? Everybody okay? Chuck, Chris, how we doing? Everything good? All right. Glad to hear that.
Yep, everybody good, Chuck? Chris, we're good?
Everything's good.
Everybody out there that's watching?
Nice.
Go Friars.
Nice.
Ebony and Ivory right here. All right.
Right. Look at this coat. Now, I have to do play-by-play for this jacket on radio since not everybody's able to see us on TV tonight. But you've got the blue jacket on. Looks like almost like a little, almost has a little purple in it somehow. And you got the stripes, the checkered kind of look. You got the black lapels on it. No tie tonight, though?
Every now and then you got to show your swag, babe. You know, every now and then. Every now and then.
I think it goes really well with the gray hair.
Well, I know, it's amazing, like, because in the wintertime, I like a beard because my face is always cold. And, my daughter looks at me and she says, Daddy, wow. I'm like, what does that suppose? She said, you're great.
Wait a second. Hit that button that says cough right there. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
That actually made me laugh. That made me laugh. A lot of grays, man. I tell you what, that's what coaching to do, right?
All I know is still got it right here. Still here.
We're twins, man.
I know. Well, okay. Brothers from another mother.
No question
right?
about it.
I got it. I like it a lot.
Oh, that was funny.
You got DePaul, rematch of a game that you won at DePaul back on January the 12th. And as I recall from that game, 71-64 was the final, and you had to fight back from behind. A large way from behind you. In fact, had a 22-0 run in that game to come back and beat the Blue Demons on the road. But what I also think is that an experience like that probably helped pay off a little bit when you were trying to come back. Last night against. Who did you play last night? Georgetown, thank you. And also on Saturday at Marquette. They all run together.
They do.
I know
really
they all run together. But I think that probably paid off a little bit. So how do you use the experience? How do you build on that to help you as you get ready to play them again?
Well, you always tell your players, there's a lot of scenarios we try to go through in our preparation in practice. We put time score, up 6, down 10, down 18, down 4, up 7. You give them different scenarios. You know what you want to run. Are you going to press? Are you going to play zone? Are you going to play man-to-man? Are you going to trap? So it's a lot of different scenarios that go into the preparation. But at the end of the day, anytime you have somebody on the floor that's a weapon like Jalen, that's a weapon like Rodney, and you got Kyron, who arguably, when Kyron's playing at full speed, he's a lot of fun to watch play. And, you give him confidence, and you always have to tell your players that they're better than they think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and be better. We believe in you. We trust you. You have a lot of confidence. Go out there and be great. And for whatever reason, good things happen to the Friars sometimes.
Well, you mentioned a couple of moments ago how, because DePaul is playing tonight or they will be playing. They got the 9 o'clock game. First of all, okay, let me backtrack for a second. 9 o'clock games blow.
Well, I can't say that, but
yes, you can. Just put it a different way.
They're tough. And I think it's tough on our fan base.
Sure it is.
Anybody
want to be there until 11 o'clock? No. We all have bedtimes, right? Come on.
But if that's the time, that they say you got to play, Fox is a great partner of ours.
Of course.
They pay a lot of bills for all of us Big East teams, and if that's the time they tell you to play, you got to roll with it. But I'd prefer to play at 7.
Of course.
I think it allows our fan base to grab something to eat. It allows you after the game, if it ends at like 9:15, 9:30, maybe to go out, to one of the local establishments and have some nice cookies and milk.
And spend some money in downtown Providence.
Right? You could have some cookies,
Yeah.
Or
whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the schedule. You play the game. No complaining. The fact that we have that many people showing up for our games tells us that we're attempting to do the right thing.
Yeah, I think it's great. You had 11,000 plus there last night for a late game, and you got a late tip-off start last night because of the game that preceded you anyway on television.
Right.
So that's what happens with some of those late games. You're used to those late games, though. It kind of happened to us in the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago.
It did, and again, everything's about preparation. So when you look to play in these tournaments, sometimes we'll play back-to-back games to get you ready for the Big East tournament, hopefully national tournament.
Right.
But you also try to practice late in some of those situations. If you have late games to try to get your body chemistry on, sometimes we'll practice 9, 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes we'll go out and take a bus ride somewhere, come back, because, again, Tony Dungy, prepare for the unexpected. If you guys remember, maybe 8, 9 years ago, the University of Georgia had to play 2 games in one day and actually ended up winning the SEC championship because of the hurricane or tornado down in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta, right, yeah.
You just never know. You may get stuck at your plane may not be able to take off on time. You may have to land and go right and play. If you remember last year, University of Michigan had some flight issues. They didn't have any game jersey. They ended up playing in their practice jerseys.
Yeah.
Did they win the Big Ten championship?
I think they did.
And so crazy things happen that you got to try to prepare for, and people think you're crazy when you ask for a request to do something that's like, everybody's like, this is a little moronic. But again, prepare for the unexpected the best way you can.
Well, you were asked to do something probably a little bit crazy when you were asked to put on that live microphone last time you guys played DePaul, right? What'd you guys think of that, by the way? What'd you think? Let's ask a question.
Serious?
I think we can answer this question. Did you learn anything that you did not know? You learned that you listen to him rather than watch the game. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Did you? But let me ask you the big question: did you learn any new words you hadn't heard yet? Okay. No. Okay. There you go. All right. See.
When you get competitive, and if all of you were coaching, for the most part, your competitive personality comes out. So if you're competing and you're trying to win, sometimes you have these out-of-body experiences, and then when you go back and look, you say, A, did I do that? B, did I say that? Because you just don't know, because you're trying to do anything you can to motivate your team, and you're doing anything you can to get a W at the end of the day.
What was the deal with vampires?
That was totally taken out of context. Here's the deal. There was a lot of blood on the floor. There was no foul called, and I thought a bat went and bit him. So I was telling him now the vampires are back again once again. They left Marquette, and they came all the way to the
See, that's what I was trying to explain to somebody, because I have obviously friends in the media business like, oh, that Ed Cooley, you must really like working with him. He knows where the cameras are, brother. He knows. He's great. And I was like, are you kidding me? That's really Ed. He's really worried about vampires. Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I mean, I love everybody in the media, whatever. I want to do my job. And if doing my job is part of television, is part of miking yourself up, I don't know if I'll do it again. I don't want to say never. But that's very competitive because it's very intrusive. Extremely intrusive to – it's like for all of your jobs, okay?
Yeah.
Put a microphone on, and the national audience gets to know what you say, how you say it, when you do it, how you communicate. Think about that in your current jobs right now, and then you got to sit there with a smile and say, did you like it? Wow, that's the truth.
Really? Are you a nice guy or are you a jerk?
Right.
I mean, you're going to find out pretty quickly if you get a live microphone on.
How many of you would wear a microphone at your jobs? Wayne, you retired 90 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. That ain't happening.
Yeah, he was in class.
We know you better than that. That is not happening.
Wayne was in class with Jesus. Yeah. He and Dad. All right.
I believe that somehow. All right, well, we've got a lot more still to get to. We're actually going to deal in a little bit with scheduling, because there's a science to scheduling. We've danced around this. We've talked about it a little bit on previous shows. We've looked at even future schedules, but scheduling has been very important to the success that we've seen this team have already this year, and undoubtedly it'll be important to the success you have in the next few years, because it is all about playing into March wherever you can, and you've got to schedule to have success. So I got a few choice ones for you coming up. It's the Ed Cooley Radio Show presented by East Commerce Solutions. Again, live from Audi Warwick on Bald Hill Road in Warwick, Rhode Island tonight on 103.7 WEEI FM.
It doesn't matter if you use a napkin or the back of an envelope, whether you use an eyebrow pencil or a crayon, or even whether you can draw at all. The Baxter's Design Center creates truly custom jewelry just for you. Baxter's, cultivating relationships since 1960.
Big East basketball is back in Friartown. Be part of the action as the Friars take on some of the most exciting teams in the Big East Conference this season. Mini plans, family packs, and senior game tickets are on sale now. Don't wait. Reserve your seat today to experience the best of college basketball right here in your own backyard. For tickets, call 401-865-GO-PC or visit friars.com. This is Friartown.
For a better selection at better prices, you'll do better at Belize in West Warwick. Lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX sedan for $169 per month, or a new 2018 Volkswagen Jetta, also just $169 per month, or save up to $4,500 off MSRP on a new 2018 Subaru Forester. Shop over 4,000 vehicles at BelizeAuto.com. Then visit Belize Honda, Belize Volkswagen, and Belize Subaru in West Warwick and see why you'll do better at Belize.
Life. It's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
Your View celebrates Black History Month, honoring Makeda Dread.
You cannot know where you're going until you know where you're coming from. It's so important to know your culture and to know who your great ancestors were. We built it from nothing and without people, donors, members, but we knew it had to be done. We knew we had to build a center that represented all people and all nations on this planet. Every day is rewarding to see people connect, to see cultures connect, to end fear, to end racism, to end division, and to know that we're one.
Furnace breakdown? Oh no, that could be a $3,300 bill you weren't expecting. Fridge on the fritz? That could cost you $2,500. Get the First American Home Warranty Plan. And when a covered item breaks, call or click. That's it. And we'll repair or replace it for you. We have plans that cover air conditioning, most appliances, plus heating, plumbing, electrical systems, and much more. Plans start as low as $25 a month. Why let a major system or appliance breakdown bust your budget or go through the hassle of trying to find trustworthy service people?
More than our money's worth.
You save a lot of money.
It's a big savings.
Last year alone, we saved our customers over $140 million. Don't wait until it's too late and you're stuck with a huge repair bill.
If you don't have First American Warranty, get it.
Call 1-800-917-9157 for a free no-obligation quote.
Signature Banking from Bank RI, our distinct approach to commercial banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Welcome back to the Ed Cooley Radio Show, presented by East Commerce Solutions. Tonight from Audi Warwick on Bald Hill Road on Route 2 in Warwick. John Rook with the head coach of the Friars, Ed Cooley. I mentioned scheduling just a short while ago because I don't know anybody that's a Friar fan that doesn't ask me at some point in time about scheduling. He'll probably ask you the same thing as well. But before we get into like future things and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to deal with more specifically about how you arrived at putting together a schedule this year in order to be competitive. You're 16-8. It's a good mark. You're 7-4. It's a good mark. You'd like it to be better, but it is what it is. But you guys went into last night's game with an RPI of 27. Pretty solid number overall. Generally speaking, if you're in the top 40 in an RPI, if you don't win your conference championship, you're pretty much right there in terms of being in the postseason. So how do you go about selecting teams? And I know fans have heard phrases like quadrant 1 opponent, quadrant 2 opponent, top 100 RPI, top 250 RPI, whatever it may be. But you guys divvy this stuff up and take a real scientific look at it to figure out how you can best place yourself in position to be successful. Can you take us through that process?
Well, Brian Blaney, who to me is a guru of scheduling, he does a very good job, and we literally schedule 2-3 years out as far as our marquee games, neutral site. Sometimes we may have to play multiple neutral site games based on where we feel we're with our team. And then we look at the teams to try to get them to come to the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I would say 99% of the high major teams, meaning from the Power 5 conferences, will not come play Providence College at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. They just won't. And history tells you that. Florida's been here. Texas is. I'm talking about in the last 25 years.
And those teams came because they had an allegiance to Providence College. Billy Donovan, Rick Barnes, all of them, they were here. They had a tie. Those are the ones you might be able to get. Beyond that, it's like next to no chance.
Well, that's why this Big Ten, Big East challenge has been really good to be able to bring Power 5 teams.
Right.
Yes. So now when we can't get those high major games that we need for the RPI, that's why we went and played a Houston on a neutral site for quadrant 2. We went and played, in the past, we went and played Kentucky at Kentucky and then at a neutral site. This year, like last year, we played, I think, Vermont, and they ended up 47 in the RPI.
Right.
We this year, Belmont was scheduled for the same exact game. Ryder was scheduled, if you remember, when we played Yale, when Yale got to the second round
of the tournament.
So we look at which of these other schools have great RPIs that'll win a lot of games that are going to upset other high major teams, and we try to bring them in because they're going to win 20 to 25 games. The problem is you got to win those games. You can't lose them, especially at home.
And most people say, "Oh, they got Belmont on Wednesday night. Shh, that's nothing. I'm not going." They're going to win that game, and you're like sweating.
So they were part of the tournament that we were in at the what tournament we were in this? I don't even remember. Oh, in New York.
2K Classic.
2K Classic. And when they said, "Okay, coach, you're going to play Belmont," now not a lot of you understand that coach has been there as long as I've been alive.
Wait a second.
Close. 39 years. 39 years. Why are you looking at me with that?
Okay, I'll buy.
I'm going to turn 38 tomorrow. But anyway.
Okay.
Little fib. But when you scheduled that game and they have all those seniors, I said, buckle up. Mm-hmm. This one it will be really, really hard. And by the way, they've won 14 in a row. They're 19 and something overall.
Yeah, does anybody follow the teams that we play? You've seen some of the success that
Ryder.
Yeah, Ryder is another one.
Ryder is first in their league. They've probably won 17, 18 games.
So let's put it this way. Brian Blaney does a pretty good job of
a masterful job
finding these teams that he knows are going to be good. And you say Belmont, Ryder. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a piece of cake, right? Chalk that up as 2 wins for the Friars, right? No. Doesn't work that way.
No. We stood. We were on a train last week when we went down to Seton Hall, and myself, and Kevin Kerbick spent 3 hours on just scheduling. The pros, the cons, location, recruiting. We're trying to get a game in the South. And we secured a really, really good team in the South to play November early. Can't talk about it now, but I'm pretty.
Contract's not done, right?
Contract's not done, and I want everything from it. I do not negotiate when it comes time when the Friars go on the road. If you want us, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a lot, and I'm going to ask for everything. And if you tell me no, we're not showing up.
Does that mean a reciprocal?
We're trying.
Okay. So there you go.
We're trying.
It is being tried. Now, can you explain briefly what Quadrant 1 and Quadrant 2 mean when it comes to breaking it down?
Ooh,
I realize that's probably difficult, but
it's very difficult. I mean, I'm slow, not stupid, but I'm slow.
it's all right. I'm with you.
So when they look at seeding teams in the NCAA, when they look at who's worthy of one of the 68 teams, I think there are 31 automatic bids. I think 32
automatic bids.
It's slow, not slow. I'm slow.
Yeah,
Hang
32
in
automatic bids, right.
I failed math. All right. But it was so they want you to try to schedule road games, Quadrant 1, road games, and if you win them, man, it's huge if you could win a road game, especially if you win a road game against a top 25 team. The next one is a neutral site. If you could schedule a neutral site and win that game, man, does that help. And then lastly is your home games. Can you win your home games against a top-rated team, or you can't lose that home game when you play a sub-150 team? So there's top 50 wins, there's top 100 wins, top 150 wins, and once you get past 150,
it really doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't make a blip.
Some teams like I think Creighton's next game, they're playing I think a Division II, a Division III team. It don't hurt you, it don't help you, and it don't hurt you. But a lot of teams play Division II teams, Division III teams, because it's just another game. And by the way, when I see Coach McDermott, I think they're playing, is it Djibouti State?
I think that's right.
How about that, Djibouti? Wow. Djibouti.
Not your booty,
but
Djibouti. I got it. Okay. Wow. You think that's been made fun of once or twice?
I think Djibouti is a country in Africa, if I'm not mistaken. I'm serious. I'm not even joking.
I think you're right.
I was a history major. I guarantee you there is a place called Djibouti in Africa. I guarantee.
Okay. I'm getting a couple of shaking hands over here like, what the heck's he talking about?
It's northern?
Is it? Yeah?
Is it by Tanzania and Morocco up there? I know those are two of the northernmost.
I think you're right.
Two of the northernmost.
I think you're right.
Provinces or whatever you want, countries, estates. I don't know what they're called. Cities.
I think you're right.
Seas, kites. I don't know. I mean.
Is there anything you can share about next season's schedule? Other than we know that you're going to play in the Hall of Fame Classic in Uncasville again.
We're going to play the University of Rhode Island. We're
Yep.
going to play UMass. We're going to play Boston College. We play 2 games at the Mohegan Sun.
Yep. That's the Hall of Fame tournament again that you were in 4 years ago when you beat Florida State and Notre Dame.
Right. From that, we're worried about the poll.
Of course.
I mean, I schedule it next year.
Well, you just said you spent 3 hours working on it, so.
Preparation.
Okay.
Preparation. You get your matrix in your.
I'm just working it here. That's all I'm doing.
I know, but, man, I'm just trying to beat DePaul, baby.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about trying to beat DePaul.
That's all I care about.
Coming up, that's what we're going to talk about. It's Ed Cooley Radio Show, presented by East Commerce Solutions from Audi Warwick on 103.7 WEEI FM.
Flood Ford in East Greenwich, Narragansett, and Flood Mazda in Wakefield. 3 great dealerships united by one great promise: to make your new car experience the best you've ever had. You'll love our selection, our friendly sales staff, and enjoy our convenient and comprehensive service.
At Flood Ford in East Greenwich, in Narragansett, in Flood Mazda in Wakefield.
To the ride of your life.
Big East basketball is back in Friartown. Be part of the action as the Friars take on some of the most exciting teams in the Big East Conference this season. Mini plans, family packs, and senior game tickets are on sale now. Don't wait. Reserve your seat today to experience the best of college basketball right here in your own backyard. For tickets, call 401-865-GO-PC or visit Friars.com. This is Friartown.
Eston and Richard Insurance has been serving clients in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for many years. We represent the finest insurance companies in the industry, providing insurance coverage for every possible business, including the automotive industry, apartments, nonprofits, restaurants, manufacturing contractors, and all retail and office operations. Eston and Richard is an independent insurance agency. We will choose the right company and design a program to fit your needs and budget. Call Eston and Richard at 401-766-4200. We will solve your insurance problems.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
It's one thing to talk about results. It's another to deliver them for personal injury victims. Recently, the law offices of Ronald J. Resmini delivered their client the largest jury verdict ever in Bristol County, Massachusetts District Court. If you've been injured at work or in an accident, call the firm that not only wrote the book on personal injury law, but continues to deliver results for the people of Rhode Island and Massachusetts.
I'm Ronald J. Resmini. When it's time to stand up for clients' rights, that's where you will find us.
With Cox My Account, you can stay on top of things without having to call. Check statements and pay your bill instantly, so nothing gets by you. Keep an eye on the strength of your Wi-Fi and fix issues right under your nose by resetting your modem or set-top box. Even check TV listings. Sign into My Account at Cox.com today so you never miss a thing.
Your View celebrates Black History Month, honoring the Booker T. Washington High School Distinguished Hall of Fame Foundation. Since 1913, Booker T. Washington High School has been a beacon of learning and achievement. The Hall of Fame honors accomplished alumni, former faculty, patrons, and administrators.
Recognizing distinguished Booker T. Washington alums through keeping the history of Booker T. Washington alive.
Historian John Hope Franklin was the first inductee in 1997. Among Booker T. Washington Hall of Famers are Wayman Tisdale, model Amber Valletta, CBS reporter DeMarco Morgan, and former Dallas Cowboy Felix Jones.
The students at Booker T. Washington, they share and learn of the legacy and having the alums who are distinguished to come back and to see that it serves also as role models, as to be able to say that, you know, I too can achieve that.
Brought to you by Your View.
Well, the fun doesn't end when the sun goes down in the Myrtle Beach area. It's really just beginning. Local stars light up the stage each night for your enjoyment, and trust us, you don't want to miss out. For all the fun-filled entertainment options you need, go to visitmyrtlebeach.com. Welcome back to the Ed Cooley Radio Show, presented by East Commerce Solutions. John Rook with the head coach of the Providence Friars, Ed Cooley. From Audi Warwick tonight on Bald Hill Road in Warwick on 103.7 and on Cox Your View as well. And before we forget, let's say hello once again to our good friend Bill Pinelli, who provided the food tonight, and give him a round of applause. It's great to see Mr. Pinelli back in operation and back with us again, and you're going to try at his place on Douglas Avenue in Providence.
Absolutely.
All right, so go check that out if you will. Coach, as we kind of hit this home stretch of the season, we know you're going through this now for 7 years now. This is your 7th year.
I can't believe that. I feel so fortunate and really blessed to work with Bob Driscoll and Father Shanley, and they're great to work with. They've given a lot of guidance, a lot of encouragement, and more importantly, the support to try to build their program.
What do you know now that you're glad you know that you had no idea was coming 7 years ago?
Honestly, growing up here and attempting to go to a Friar game and then going to one, but really how passionate our fan base is about our program. I did not know that. You know, obviously being here and not as intimate with the program growing up, because you're working and you're playing and then you go to school and then you get a job. It's better than I thought it would be, to be honest with you. You know, I really think we have an educated fan base. We have a very loyal fan base that gets frustrated, but at the same time continue to come to support us, and I think that's what makes this place very unique.
Is there anything that you might have learned along the way that you would now do differently because of the fact that you learned it?
I wouldn't change anything, because if you try to change something, you can never enjoy the journey. And I wouldn't change one single thing. The bad losses, the great wins, it is what it is, and I think that's what makes it special. I don't think many of us, when we look back at our journey and how we're arrived to where we're at today, you may have some regrets, you may have some disappointments, but we've learned so much from it.
Yeah.
You know, you learn so much from your journey, and that's what makes moving forward that much more special to me.
Well, you know, now that we're into February, and we've got, as we've talked about already in the program, 7 games left in the regular season before we start talking about Madison Square Garden and the tournament again, I'm wondering what the most important thing is right now that you preach to the team, because it seems like every game has that much more passion and energy and something at stake hanging in the balance every time you step out on the floor. What do you tell these guys to get through some of that pressure?
I think that's one of the best questions you've ever asked, honest to God. Because I don't. I'm being 100. As far as the now, and because we talk about it, what's our February attitude?
Sure, right.
And
is it a different attitude from November?
100% sure. You know, if a coach says it's not, they're lying, because it's a different focus. When you get into league play, especially the second half of league play, you use words like continue to trust one another, right? Trust each other. You know, overwork, ask to come out the game because you're exhausted. Enjoy what we're doing. You know, you get so focused on winning, you forget to enjoy what you're doing. I tell our players in every huddle, smile a little bit more. It'll relax you when you smile. And they look at you like you're crazy, but when they do it, they say, thanks, Coach, I needed that. You know, but the biggest thing we talk about is trust each other on the floor, stay connected, and communicate.
You know, the reason that we asked that, and by the way, I'm going to throw an old Pete Gillen phrase in here. Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, right?
Yep.
Okay, but here's the thing. There's so much at stake. I think some guys, and I think this is where it's important to touch on this. There's so much at stake that guys sometimes forget to have fun. There's so much pressure out there, but you're playing a game, right? It's an important game. There's a lot of money. There's scholarship money. There's all kinds of things that's hanging in the balance of whatever. There's TV money. There's all kinds of things that are
It's keeping your job.
Yeah,
man.
there's keeping your job,
Trust
especially
me.
for a lot of coaches. Obviously, know that sometimes the actions of 18 to 22-year-olds dictate whether or not you got a job or not.
So true.
But here's the thing: the guys, the players, the student athletes, they have to figure out a way to enjoy the journey. Otherwise, what do they get out of it? And so I'm kind of curious how you find the balance. You want your guys to eat the rim some nights. You really do. You have to have them have that mentality. But at the same time, you want them also to have fun and enjoy themselves and be 18 to 22-year-olds. If you're a nurturing coach, you're a father as well. So you want your own children to have at least some enjoyment out of the process, I assume.
Well, in our training table, after practice, we go downstairs to eat, and, that's where we spend a lot of time talking about life. At the dinner table, we talk about the opportunity that they have, the platform that they have, and not let it go to waste. And along the way, give back. Let other people know who you are as a person, not so much as a player. When you're on the floor and you have 12, 13,000 people watching you in person, let alone another 2 or 3 million watching you nationally, what are they going to say when they see you, the person? Are you a leader? Are you a follower? What's your body energy like? What's your body language like? If you're getting screamed at by the coach, how do you react to that? That's all a free interview. It's all a free interview. And you talk to the players about that each and every day. And along the way, while we're playing, because when I'm telling them to smile, I'm also telling our staff and myself, it's still a game. Our livelihood's on it. But at some point, we got to enjoy what we do. And for the most part, when you're coaching, it's not enjoyable till you see what it's done when you're over. And,
sure, I get it.
During the game, and that is stressful. You know how stressed y'all feel? Make the final decisions. And then you got to live and die with the results. It's what you guys pay us to do, and we're happy to do it. But every now and then, I would love for each of the fans that watch, that come, that are passionate, sit in my seat for 10 minutes of the game, not even 2 minutes. Try calling a timeout. When do I call a timeout? Do I call a timeout here? What substitutions do we got to make? Do we call the right play? Are they in zone? Are they in man? Do we got to press? That's all going through your head while you're saying, Coach, call it timeout. We're terrible right now. Right? And I understand what you guys go through because you're such loyal fans, but it's not easy.
I have a suggestion.
Oh, here we go. Just like
wait a second, hold on. Let's just say it's a particularly tight game and your buddy Ed Corbett's calling the game, right?
Yep.
Let's say you have a disagreement. We know that'll never happen. But let's say you have a disagreement, okay? And you don't like the call. And you scream and you yell and you stomp and maybe even say some things you wouldn't really be proud of. But it happens right in front of me. Can I stop you for a moment? Can I reach over the table and stop you and say, Coach, smile?
I may knock you out.
Okay, then I won't do that.
You know what? Honestly, if you did that, I promise you, I'd break out and smile because I'll come back to this moment.
Well,
you know what? You need to do that.
All right.
One
of these days I'll do that.
You should.
And then Hassel will look at me like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's do that.
All right.
That's it. I mean, every now and then you got to.
You guys are going to watch it. You're going to look for it before this season's over. You're going to find that moment, and everybody's going to burst out laughing, and you'll be in on the joke.
I tell you, it's we go through 3 or 4 towels on just,
You do.
Oh,
you do.
man, you're sweating like crazy in there, man. Energy.
I love it when the jacket comes off, though. That's entertaining.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. It's good. It's like you do this half, disco twist and on the ground, and then you have your assistant, somebody pick it up and throw it on the bench.
In all honesty, guys, I don't even know you do it.
You don't?
I have no idea. You're in the moment. When you're in the moment and you're present in the moment, you're doing one thing, motivating your team, inspiring them, correcting some mistakes, and sometimes you just feel tight and you need you just gotta be who you are. I wish we didn't have to wear suits to coach. I think it's one of the most moronic.
You wouldn't throw this one on the ground, though, would you?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't.
I don't know.
You
like his threads? Pretty good, right?
I learned from you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. You're in a little higher class budget than me, Bob. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Father Shanley and Bob Driscoll. I really appreciate the budget.
There you go. Ed Cooley Radio Show. We'll do some questions for the coach coming up right here on Sports Radio 103.7 WEEI FM.
It doesn't matter if you use a napkin or the back of an envelope. Whether you use an eyebrow pencil or a crayon. Or even whether you can draw at all. The Baxter's Design Center creates truly custom jewelry just for you. Baxter's. Cultivating relationships since 1960.
Big East basketball is back in Friartown. Be part of the action as the Friars take on some of the most exciting teams in the Big East Conference this season. Mini plans, family packs, and senior game tickets are on sale now. Don't wait. Reserve your seat today to experience the best of college basketball right here in your own backyard. For tickets, call 401-865-GO-PC or visit Friars.com. This is Friartown.
For a better selection at better prices, you'll do better at Belize in West Warwick. Lease a new 2018 Honda Civic LX sedan for $169 per month, or a new 2018 Volkswagen Jetta, also just $169 per month, or save up to $4,500 off MSRP on a new 2018 Subaru Forester. Shop over 4,000 vehicles at BelizeAuto.com. Then visit Belize Honda, Belize Volkswagen, and Belize Subaru in West Warwick and see why you'll do better at Belize.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
Your Views celebrates Black History Month, honoring Makeda Dread.
You cannot know where you're going until you know where you're coming from. It's so important to know your culture and to know who your great ancestors were. We built it from nothing and without people, donors, members, but we knew it had to be done. We knew we had to build a center that represented all people and all nations on this planet. Every day is rewarding to see people connect, to see cultures connect, to end fear, to end racism, to end division, and to know that we're one.
Now Contour from Cox gets you right to the strange stuff.
Something's coming. Something hungry for blood.
Noble stuff.
The crown must always win.
Show me something dramatic.
And orange stuff. Along with the best stuff on cable. Because Netflix is now on Contour.
How awesome is this place?
Just say it.
Black Mirror.
And get right to the fierce, funny, bold, and bingy stuff. Watch it all on Contour. Just say Netflix to get started.
With Cox My Account, you can stay on top of things without having to call. Check statements and pay your bill instantly, so nothing gets by you. Keep an eye on the strength of your Wi-Fi, and fix issues right under your nose by resetting your modem or set-top box. Even check TV listings. Sign into My Account at Cox.com today, so you never miss a thing.
Melvin's Tire Pros proudly supports Friar Athletics. Stop in for service and tires with great deals on Continental and General. John Rook and Ed Cooley as we wrap up the Ed Cooley Radio Show presented by East Carmel Solutions. Thanks to our great hosts at Audi Warwick. Can we do that again tonight for the guys here at Audi?
My favorite place to buy a car from. Favorite place.
Yeah,
I love this
these
place.
These guys are awesome.
They are.
They
Their
take
cars drive great.
Very good care of us.
I'm asking Mr. C right there if he can buy me one before we leave today. I need a new car.
Can you get a new car, Mr. C, right? What do you think? We're going to go see the salesman right after talk. You got an appointment scheduled in the back, right there.
ASAP, right?
Yes, absolutely. All right, hashtag Ask Coach Cooley for questions for the coach. I got one here from Crispy Chris who says, is the team taking an international trip this summer? It's been 4 years. The timing's perfect. All the newcomers and youngsters could use the extra practice and experience. Would be a head start on establishing identity without this year's seniors.
Yes, we will be. We will be headed to Italy once again, and in August. Really looking forward to it. I think it's a great cultural experience for our young men. It's a place I enjoy going. It's a place Bob Driscoll enjoys going. So, we'll have an opportunity to see a lot of history there and also enjoy some fine food, some great wine. Brunello wine over there is to die for. Brunello, unbelievable wine there. Unbelievable.
Is it a different region or different part of Italy than you guys went to 4 years ago?
I don't know the full itinerary. Kevin Kerbeck handled all that. I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of different sites. The one place I do want to visit again is I want to go back to Tuscany or Siena up there. I thought it was beautiful,
right?
Picturesque. I just like the history of what Italy has to offer the world.
Sure.
And arguably some of the best food around. The food is unbelievable. The grappa that they tried to give us was awful. That was terrible.
All right, time for Coach Cooley's winning combination brought to you by Audi Warwick. The DePaul Blue Demons on deck. Saturday afternoon, 4 p.m. tip-off at the Dunk. You had a win in Chicago. What's the key to getting a win at home?
Well, we got to try to get off to a good start. You get off to a good start, we have to they have 3 incredible seniors on their team that played well against us. We got to make sure we limit their touches. We got to do a good job rebounding. I think we got out-rebounded early in that game. And we got to be able to make open shots. If last night when you watched the game, I thought we had 14 uncontested open shots that, if you make 3 of them, 7 of them, the game's played a little bit different. So we got to make and take open shots, but more importantly, control what we can, and that's our energy and attitude.
I know Dave Lato's from the area, being a New Bedford guy as well. I know he likes to come back home and certainly it probably means a little bit more to him to be able to perform well in front of his friends and his family. But his team is a different team from what he's had the last couple of years. You guys had your hands full in Chicago.
Well, the two kids that set out have made a big deal. Marek and the guard there,
Max Strus, who was Division II All-America last year.
He's one of the better athletes in our league. I think that our fans are going to really enjoy watching him play. Reminds me of like a Rex Chapman back in the day.
Yeah.
He's athletic, he's tall, he can really, really shoot the ball. So we got to be able to play to our identity, play inside-out basketball, get going in transition, get our crowd into the game, make some free throws, and try to get our 8th win.
Friars have won 6 of their last 8. Pretty good roll to get on getting into February, Coach.
It is. It really is. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys for coming on. I know the weather's bad. You guys are awesome. I love seeing you guys when you guys here. It means a lot. Appreciate Audi, Warwick, Pinelli. The food is great. And as always, man, I love you, man. You do a great job.
You the man. Coach Cooley. Ed Cooley Radio Show presented by East Commerce Solutions. Our copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Providence Friars Sports Properties, a property of Learfield. Thanks to Matt Morrell, our engineer. Thanks to Mike Tilley, who put everything together tonight. Thanks to Isaiah Jordan back in our WEEI studios. Thanks to Cox Yearview for having us along here tonight. For the coach, I'm John Rook. Saturday afternoon, broadcast begins at 3:45 on 103.7 WEEI FM. We'll see you at the dunk.